This is the host, and this is our show. And tonight's episode, how the Zodiac shaped society. He vanished without a trace yet. His shadow still lingers over San Francisco. The Zodiac didn't just take lives. He changed how we think about murder itself. Why are we still obsessed with the Zodiac decades later? And what does that say about us? In the summer of 1969, Northern California was on edge. A series of brutal murders had turned everyday life into a game of cat and mouse. The killer taunted the police with cryptic messages and the media with letters that became known as the Zodiac Killer ciphers. 5 people had already been killed when a young woman named Paul Stein got on a bus in San Francisco to meet her friends. She sat down next to a man she'd never seen before. He began talking to her and soon asked if she knew any shortcuts to get to Vallejo. When Stein told him she didn't, the man pulled out a gun and shot her. He then leaped off the bus and disappeared into the night. By the time the sun rose the next morning, the city was in lockdown. This was not your typical murder. It was personal, it was terrifying, and it was just the beginning. Over the next few weeks, the killer struck again and again, leaving behind clues that were as perplexing as they were sinister. He would be known as the most elusive serial killer in history, the original Phantom. But what if I told you there's more to the story? What if the real mystery isn't who the Zodiac Killer was, but how he changed our culture forever? After the terror in San Francisco began, the local newspaper, The Chronicle, started receiving phone calls from someone claiming to be the killer. They sent him a cipher to decode. On July 3rd, 1969, the paper published a decoded message, "I hope you're enjoying the publicity." And so began the strange partnership between the press and the killer. He would send them ciphers and then taunt the paper for taking too long to decode them. He also sent a letter to the editor of the Chronicle, boasting about his kills and threatening more to come. This bizarre relationship between killer and press captivated the nation. For the first time, a criminal was using the media to play with his victims and the public alike. He became known as the most evil mastermind in history, the original Hannibal Lecter. The Zodiac case would eventually go cold, but the fear he inspired would never fade away. In the aftermath of those killings, San Francisco would change. The city's leaders would pour millions into new policing technologies and training. But the impact of the Zodiac would be felt far beyond the streets of San Francisco. He would become a cultural icon, a symbol of evil that continues to fascinate us to this day. Movies, TV shows, and podcasts would be made about him and his crimes. His image would be used to sell everything from Halloween masks to crypto. But perhaps the most lasting impact of the Zodiac Killer is the way he changed the way we think about murder. Before the Zodiac, serial killers were relatively unknown, but his crimes and the media coverage he received put him front and center in the public imagination. He became the blueprint for every serial killer that came after it. And his crimes continue to inspire copycats to this day. So why are we still obsessed with the Zodiac decades later? Perhaps it's because his case is a microcosm of our culture. He's a reflection of our fascination with evil, our obsession with true crime, and our desire to understand the darkness that lies within us all.